We're not stopping with these daily uploads. I'm on upload, I don't know, 5, maybe not. I don't know. My counting's bad, but I've been daily uploading for a while now, and I'm going to keep going. Last night's video did pretty well. I appreciate you guys. That was probably the longest story time I've told in a very long time. I think it was 20 minutes, and I don't really usually tell long stories, not because I can't, but because I didn't think anyone would want to watch them, and I always cut details out that aren't that important to shave off video time. But a lot of the time, my videos do run to like 15, 20 minutes. So if you want longer videos, let me know in the comments, and I will definitely do more of them. Also, real quick before the video starts, I have a Discord, discord.gg/Luna. I will put that first link in the description. I'm going to be starting to host weekly game and movie nights, and I will be partaking in most of them. So if you want to play video games with me on a weekly basis and hang out, we're going to be playing all types of games and stuff, I think starting either next week or the week after. Go join the Discord and go to the announcements and fill out the game night form and come hang out. Anyway, guys, on to the story time. So today's story time is a pretty interesting one that I completely forgot about for many years, and one that I still can't believe to this day, because out of all the things and all the people that have kind of screwed me over, it's never been full-grown adults, and in this situation, it was my friend's mom. So let's get into it. So today's story time all starts off as a regular day in 2016. Now, I was pretty young in 2016. I think I had just turned 18 at this time. It was the end of 2016. And, you know, things were going really well for me. YouTube had finally become, like, my full-time career. Like, it was, you know, essentially me being paid for what I love to do, and that was make videos and, you know, tell stories for you guys. So everything was going amazing, and at the time, my YouTube was really blowing up, so I was making a pretty good amount of money for an 18-year-old. Like, I'm not going to say numbers, but for an 18-year-old, I had a little bit more than what I knew what to do with, okay? I was definitely kind of geeked out about that and very excited. And me at 18, I wasn't very private with my life. I'm really not now. I mean, my entire life is shared on the internet, but especially like my friend groups back then and stuff, I would kind of tell them everything going on in my life at the time. And because of that, word would spread and people would find out that I was, you know, Luna, and I lived in, you know, this city and this town, and, you know, people would just kind of go around saying like, oh, there's this YouTuber guy that lives here, he's got this many subs, because, you know, my friends would tell people and word would spread. So yeah, looking back, I probably should have kept it a little bit more of a secret that I was who I was. Not that I'm some important motherfucker, but, you know, in this world, there's some bad people, and if they find out that, you know, you have success or money or whatever it may be, sometimes they steal from you or worse, and I didn't want that to happen, so, you know, I probably should have been a little bit more quiet. But anyway, I had this friend back in 2016. We'll just call him Kyle. Kyle was a good dude, okay? Kyle was a great dude. He was one of my good friends. I had known him since 2015, so about a year at this point, maybe almost 2. And I had no complaints about Kyle. But his mother, Kyle's mother, was an addict, okay? She was addicted to drugs. I'm not sure exactly which ones. I just know it started off with pills, and I think that it kind of spiraled into other things after that. Kyle never really told me what she was currently addicted to, just told me that she got started on pills. And when you're addicted to drugs, I'm sure as you all heard, you tend to not act like yourself. You know, you start acting out in different ways. Some people steal, some people lie, some people do both, some people do a whole lot of things that aren't good because of the fact that they are on drugs. And Kyle's mom, from what I heard, did both. He told me that she would steal from him all the time and lie to him and say that she was sober when she wasn't. And it was really, really just terribly sad. Like, every time I'd see her, you could tell that she wasn't right. And I felt horrible for Kyle because he was such a good kid, and he handled it so well. Like, he basically had to grow up and act like a 30, 40-year-old, you know, adult at like 17, 18, because his mom essentially couldn't take care of him. He had to take care of her because she was always so fucked up. And that was horrible to witness and to hear about. But Kyle, like the legend he is, he just stepped up and did it, even though, you know, it wasn't his job to be the parent in the relationship. He was. Well, one day in 2016, Kyle hits me up, and he's like, yo, I'm having a bonfire tonight. Bunch of friends are coming by. You're obviously invited if you want to come by. And I was like, yeah, man, for sure. And about a couple hours later, when the sun set, I went over to Kyle's house, aka Kyle's mom's house, and we had a bonfire. And we roasted marshmallows, made s'mores, kicked it, smoked a little bit of weed together. It was just a nice, chill bonfire with me and a bunch of my good friends. It was probably about 5 or 6 of us there. things were awesome. And we were there till very late. I think we got there at like, 8 or 9 p.m. And we stayed there till like 2 or 3 in the morning. And it was so late that I didn't want to go home. Like, I was starting to nod off in the chair that I was sitting in, and everyone was leaving. And I got up, and I was like, all right, man, I gotta go. Like, I'm falling asleep. And he's like, dude, fuck that. Like, come inside, crash in my guest room. Nobody uses it. Like, just sleep here. And I was like, are you sure? He's like, dude, of course. Like, how many times have I stayed at your house? Of course you could stay here. And I was like, is your mom cool with that? And he's like, bro, we're both adults now. I think that I've been making my own decisions for a while now with her. So, yeah, you can stay. She won't care. And basically what he was saying was, my mom won't give a fuck regardless, so just stay the night. So I was like, all right, man, thank you. He's like, yeah, no problem. So after this, he puts out the fire. We go inside. He sets me up in the guest room, gives me some blankets. Kyle, being the wonderful friend that he is, he got me some pajamas out of his room that like were clean and was like, here, man, I don't want to make you sleep in jeans. And I was like, thanks, dude, I appreciate you. And he was like, yeah, man, I'm going to go to bed. Hit me if you need anything else. Just text me. I'm like, all right. And yeah, Kyle goes to bed. And after that, I'm just laying down in the guest room, scrolling Twitter and YouTube, just, getting tired again. Because at this point, I kind of had like a second wind of energy. I was like, a little bit awake again. So I was trying to get tired again. And I put my wallet, my phone, and my keys on the nightstand. And as I'm starting to drift off, I remember something. Kyle's mom, Kyle told me that she steals from him sometimes. And I'm not proud of this because it's wildly stupid. But I had $1,200 in cash in my wallet. Never keep that much cash on you. That is so stupid to walk around with. If you want to walk around with 1, 2, maybe even 300, even though I think that's pushing it, fine. But like $1,200 cash is like, it felt like I was walking around with a giant sign on my head that said, rob me. Because that's just too much to have. You're probably wondering why I had that much on me. I sold something earlier that week. I sold some like old Supreme hoodies that I didn't want anymore to a place near my house, and they pay cash. And they gave me like, I think $900 or $1,000, and then I had $200 already. So yeah, I had $1,200 cash on me, and I forgot to take it out at my house before going out that night. So yeah, anyway, back to the story. Okay, so I put my wallet, my keys, my phone on the nightstand, and then I remembered that I had this cash on me, and I needed to essentially hide it because I didn't trust Kyle's mom. I had a feeling that she was going to try some shit. Even though I didn't want to believe that, I still wanted to be safe. So I took the cash out, all $1,200, and I put it in my shoes on the ground. I put it like in the toe of my shoe because that way no one would see it. And I didn't think she would take my shoes, so it'd all be good, right? Well, the next morning, she stole my fucking shoes. Let me back up, okay? I went to sleep, right, thinking everything would be fine. I woke up the next morning, I go to put my shoes on and my clothes, and my shoes are gone, and my t-shirt. And I'm thinking like, okay, maybe Kyle moved them, like maybe put them in another part of the room. But as I looked around, they were not there. So I put my jeans on and I went downstairs, and I come down the stairs and Kyle's at the dinner table eating breakfast that he made for us. He made like pancakes and shit for everybody. And his mom's not there. I don't know where she is. And he sees me, and he can see like this look on my face of like confusion and like nervousness, and he could just tell something's wrong. And I'm not wearing a shirt. And he's like, yo, are you good? And I was like, did you move my shirt and my shoes last night? He's like, no. And I'm like, no? He's like, why? I'm like, bro, my shirt and my shoes, which had $1,200 cash in them, is missing. He's like, why the fuck did you have $1,200 cash in your shoes? I was like, all right, listen, dude. I had it in my wallet. I took the cash out of my wallet because you told me sometimes your mom takes from you. And I put it in my shoes because I thought that would be safe, right? Like, she wouldn't look in there. But apparently I'm mistaken. He's like, oh, no, dude, fuck me. So he runs upstairs and he's yelling. He's like, Mom, get down here. What are you doing? Get down here. And she comes downstairs very, very high on something. Definitely not sober. And she was like, what? Why'd you guys wake me up? He's like, where are Austin's shoes? And why'd you take his shirt? And I'm trying not to laugh at this situation because it really was that ridiculous that I wanted to laugh. And she was like, I don't know anything about his shoes. What are you talking about? I didn't steal his shirt or his shoes. And I was like, listen, I'm not trying to accuse you of anything, but I put some money in my shoes last night before bed, and I woke up today, and my shoes are gone and my t-shirt. And she's like, well, I didn't take them. Maybe Kyle did. And she starts trying to blame her son, saying that he was the one that stole everything. And he's like, I can't believe you, Mom. Like, this is why I don't have anyone fucking come over. Like, this is ridiculous. It's an embarrassment. Like, how dare you blame me of stealing some shit that I didn't steal? And she's like, oh, fuck you. And she turns around and she starts walking away. And he goes, Mom, if you don't give those shoes back right now with all of the money, I'm calling the cops right now. And he pulls open his phone and he starts dialing 911. And immediately she sobered up real quick. She was like, okay, I'm sorry. Give me a second. And she goes upstairs. And now we're just in disbelief because, like, now it's true. Like, she really did steal my fucking shoes and my shirt. And she comes downstairs, and she gives me my shoes and my shirt. She has them. And when she handed back my shoes, I had to ask her. I was like, how did you know that there was money in there? Like, how did you know? And she goes, I didn't. I thought that your shoes were worth money because they looked really cool and that I could sell them. And when I picked them up, the money inside just happened to be a surprise. And I'm just like, damn it, Austin, you idiot. You could have just put the cash anywhere else and would have been fine. Anyway, moving on. Only about half the money is still in them. I think there was like $600 or fucking $700 in there. And I was like, where's the rest of it? And she goes, listen, I'm so embarrassed. I'm sorry. I spent it. And Kyle goes, what'd you spend it on, Mom? And she wouldn't answer him. We both knew what she spent it on. And he's like, what'd you spend it on? And she goes, you already know, Kyle. And my heart just fucking sank, dude. It was so depressing. And I was like, listen, don't worry about the other money, Kyle. Just don't. And he's like, nah, dude, fuck that. Like, you're getting your money back in full. I'll be back. And he goes out to his car and comes back in with a laptop. It was like a brand new MacBook at the time. He's like, here, go sell this. Whatever you get from it, keep. I don't even care if it's more than what you're owed. Just keep it all. I'm so sorry. This whole situation's so fucking embarrassing. Like, I'm sorry, dude. I was like, dude, absolutely not. I'm not selling your MacBook. This is yours. You paid for it. Keep it. Don't worry about the money, dude. It's fine. He's like, no, fuck that. Like, she stole from you. She can't pay you back because she doesn't have a job. I'm the only one that works and has money, so I'm going to make it right. I was like, Kyle, you are too good for this world, my friend. I'm not taking your money. And then he pulls out $100 from his wallet and he hands me it. He's like, at least take this. I'm like, fine. He's like, okay, and I'm going to get you more on my next check. When I get my check from my work, I'm going to pay you more. I'm going to get you back, bro, I promise. I'm like, dude, don't worry about it. So anyway, after this, we had breakfast, a very awkward one because his mom sat with us. And after she left the table, after eating breakfast, it was just me and Kyle. And he was like, dude, I think she's lying. I think she has the rest of that money up there. I think she didn't spend it yet because she didn't go out last night. I would have heard her leave. I don't think she went out. And I was like, well, I mean, you could always look around in her room if you want, but it's really not a big deal, man. Just don't worry about it. He's like, nah, man, I want to make sure you're made right, so I'm going to take a look later when she's not in there. I'm like, all right, man, just let me know. He's like, all right. So after this, we ate breakfast, finished up, whatever, and I left. I went back to my house, and before I left, I actually left Kyle's $100 bill at the front door. I put it underneath his shoes, and I texted him as soon as I got home, and I was like, yo, look under your shoes, keep it. And he texts back, he's like, bro, come on, man. Like, why wouldn't you just take it? And I was like, don't worry about it, bro. Because I didn't want to take Kyle's money. It wasn't his job to bail his mom out of this situation. As much as he was, like, the one taking care of her and the great kid that he was, I didn't want him to give me his own money that he worked hard for. Like, I understood the situation, and even though I lost some money, and it was a lot of money, I didn't want to ruin his day over it, So anyway, fast forward about 5 hours later, I'm in my room playing some Call of Duty, recording some gameplay, and I get a FaceTime call from Kyle. And I pick up, and I answer the phone, and when I answer the FaceTime, he just pops up holding like $500 or $600 cash. And he goes, guess what I found? And I was like, no fucking way. He's like, yep, in her dresser, top drawer. And I was like, are you sure it's mine? He's like, yep. I went up to her. I asked her. She was very mad that I went in her room, but she didn't deny it. She admitted it was yours. I was like, damn. He's like, yeah, finally some fucking honesty in this house. And I was like, well, dude, I appreciate it so much. He's like, no problem, man. I'm going to come drop this off to you in like an hour if that's cool. I was like, yeah, man, for sure. And an hour later, he pulled up. He gave me my money, and I took us both out to dinner, got some pizza, and we just hung out for a bit that night and kind of just chilled and had a relaxing night because I felt bad for him, dude. Like, I don't know. Kyle, he's a good kid, and he just didn't deserve any of the shit that would happen to him. So, yeah, man. All in all, I got my money back, and Kyle, being the legend that he is, made the situation right. And there's actually some good news to this. A couple years later, his mom went to rehab, and I'm happy to say she's been sober ever since. I believe she's going on 5 years sober, maybe 6. I can't really remember the exact dates, but I know she's completely sober and has been sober for years now. And I guess she's been a lot better of a mother to Kyle. So Kyle had a happy ending too, which is very nice. And he's still my homie to this day. We don't hang out as much because he moved to another city because he got a job opportunity, but we still talk here and there. And I'm sure he's watching this video now, so shout out you, Kyle. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this story time. Moral of the story is, don't walk around with a bunch of cash on you like my dumbass did, especially in areas where you could get it stolen. But yeah, guys, I hope you enjoyed this story time. If you did, please leave a like on the video. I'd really appreciate it. Feel free to leave your story times in the comments down below, and subscribe if you're new. I'll see you guys all later. Peace.